In medical school and residency, you never really had to worry about malpractice insurance. But once you get to fellowship, you're starting to tune in a bit more about coverage options to ensure you're covered now and explore what it might look like for you in the future. In today's episode, we're going to talk about malpractice insurance for fellows, what you need to know now, and what you need to know as you prepare to enter the real world of healthcare. Welcome to Malpractice Insights, the show dedicated to helping healthcare professionals understand medical malpractice insurance and providing you with the solutions you need so that you can get back to the work of practicing good medicine. My name is Jennifer Wiggins, CEO of Aegis Malpractice Solutions, and I'm so glad you've joined us today. If you're new to our channel, welcome. We're so glad you're here. We release a new episode every week, both on YouTube and your favorite podcast streaming platform. So be sure to like and subscribe to stay connected. Just a quick reminder before we jump in, we're here to provide general information on medical malpractice insurance and related topics, but not specific legal or insurance advice. So if you have a question about your practice or individual coverage needs, be sure to ask your agent or legal advisor, or contact us at aegismalpractice.com. That's AEGIS malpractice.com. We'd be happy to help. After 4 years of undergraduate studies, 4 years of medical school, and 3 to 5 years of residency training, a doctor may choose to finish up their studies by completing a fellowship program. During a fellowship, physicians and surgeons are given the opportunity to focus on their specialty in a more in-depth capacity. Providers looking to deepen their knowledge, subspecialize, or gain further experience look to fellowship for more hands-on training before beginning their medical practice. But when it comes to malpractice insurance and coverage option for fellows, there are a few things to keep in mind. First, know that malpractice rates for fellows are typically discounted. Fellowship malpractice insurance rates are less expensive than standard premiums. Although fellows work more independently than a resident or medical student, they are still mentored and supervised by another more experienced physician or surgeon. Sometimes the fellowship program will provide malpractice insurance for you, but in the event that you must obtain your own, rates are generally 50 to 75% of what they would cost normally. Contact a knowledgeable malpractice insurance agent if you need to get a quote, and be sure to ask about specific rates for fellows. Second, what type of malpractice insurance should you get? Well, it's important for you to know what type of malpractice insurance policy is being provided for you: occurrence or claims made. Claims made coverage triggers based on when the claim is made against you. So a fellow must carry the insurance while they're actively practicing and then obtain tail insurance or nose or prior acts coverage from a new carrier after the policy is canceled to cover them for future filed claims. Occurrence coverage triggers based on when the incident actually occurred, even if the claim isn't filed until after the policy has canceled. So, tail insurance is not required for occurrence policies, but it is a more expensive policy type. We have a full episode on claims made versus occurrence coverage that is super helpful for fellows, so we'll link to it here and in the show notes for you to check out after this episode. If your fellowship program is providing a claims-made policy for you, it's important to find out who is responsible for purchasing the tail coverage when you finish training. This is an often overlooked item that needs to be clarified early so there's no confusion when you leave. Tail insurance can be expensive. It's typically 1.5 to 2 times an annual premium, so you'll need to be prepared for that expense if it will be your responsibility. So talk to your fellowship program director to know what's required of you as it relates to your tail insurance. The third thing that fellows need to know about malpractice insurance is whether they are covered on a shared limit or if they have their own individual limit. Be sure to understand how much coverage you have in the event that you're named in a medical malpractice claim during your fellowship program. If you are covered on a shared limit policy, that means that you and all the other named individuals will be sharing the same policy limit, which potentially reduces the amount of coverage available to you. It's generally recommended that fellows have their own individual policy limits, unless the shared limits are high enough to comfortably and adequately protect all parties. So when you're talking to your fellowship program director, ask if you'll have your own policy or if you're sharing with the others in the program. The fourth thing that fellows need to know is if their malpractice coverage is limited. Most fellowship programs' malpractice insurance policies are not written on a broad form. They are limited scope and duty policies. This means that the policy only covers you for claims related to the work that you do within the scope of your fellowship training for that particular program. If the incident that led to a complaint falls outside this scope, you may not have coverage. Many fellows look to moonlighting as a way to supplement their income while they're finishing up their training. If this is something you're interested in doing, you will need to secure your own separate malpractice insurance. Many carriers offer moonlighting policies or part-time malpractice insurance policies at discounted rates, so obtaining additional coverage is generally pretty affordable. We have a full episode on moonlighting malpractice insurance that you can check out as well. We'll link it for you here and also put it in the show notes. The fifth thing that fellows need to know is to keep good records. It's wise to keep a copy of your certificate of insurance or policy declaration page showing your coverage details throughout fellowship. You will need this information for future malpractice applications, credentialing forms, or in the event that you need to report a claim. This is a best practice for you throughout your medical career, so start a good record-keeping system early on. All right, so now you're done with your fellowship. What happens next? Well, after fellowship training, you'll be on to the real world, whether that's private practice, joining a group, working for a hospital or a university, etc. Again, you'll be in a situation where you may have your insurance provided for you, or you may have to obtain your own. If you will be obtaining your own malpractice insurance, most carriers will offer a discounted premium for at least your first year in private practice. Many will offer a discount for the first 2 to 3 years. So be sure to work with a knowledgeable malpractice insurance agent so that you can compare policies, rates, and other key factors to help you find the coverage that's right for you. As you prepare for life after fellowship, you'll want to have all of your questions lined up to ensure that you're getting the right malpractice insurance as you start private practice. But don't worry, we've got you covered. We have all of the questions prepared for you in a free download that you can access below that will empower you as you start contract negotiations with potential employers or just shop around on your own. Click the link below where you can download the PDF to use at your convenience. And if you have any questions on this topic or you want to make sure that you're covered appropriately, click the link in the description box below where you can connect with us via phone, email, or chat today. And if you're listening, please visit us online at aegismalpractice.com. That's AEGIS malpractice.com. We have some great episodes lined up for you in the next few weeks. I hope you found this one helpful. If so, could you do me a favor and give us a like and leave a review? And be sure to subscribe to our show so that you can catch our next installment of Malpractice Insights, where we're dedicated to helping you understand medical malpractice insurance and providing you with the solutions you need so that you can get back to the work of practicing good medicine. This is Jennifer Wiggins. Thanks for joining us.